Sabir and the Brass Jar. Sabir the fisherman had the kindest eyes and the oldest boat on the whole coastline. Every morning he cast his net, hoping for just enough fish to buy a little bread. But today the sea seemed empty. Sabir cast his net a second time. Swish! Splash! This time he felt a mighty tug, heavier than any fish. He pulled and pulled until his arms ached and his shoulders burned. Up from the deep came a jar. Not a clay jar, but a strange, heavy brass jar, sealed tightly with a strange-looking stamp. "Aha!" cried Sabir. "Not fish, but perhaps a treasure." Sabir carefully worked at the seal until it cracked. FSSSSHHH. A plume of thick black smoke erupted from the jar, billowing up high into the air, swirling and roaring like a tiny hurricane. The smoke gathered and grew until it stood as tall as a mast, a fierce, fiery Jinni with crossed arms and a very, very grumpy expression. "Freedom! At last!" boomed the Jinni, whose name was Ignis. Ignis looked down at Sabir with a terrible glare. "You have set me free, small mortal, and for that, I must grant you one thing. I will grant you how you wish to die. I have waited 1,000 years for this." Sabir's kind eyes went wide, but he did not panic. He thought fast. "Great Ignis," he said slowly, "I am honored, but before you decide, I have a tiny question. How could you, so enormous and mighty, have ever fit inside this tiny jar?" Ignis scoffed. "A foolish question, an insult to my magical power. Watch, little man, I shall prove it instantly." Ignis drew himself up, puffed out his chest, and began to shrink, turning back into smoke. Swoosh! The last wisp of smoke zipped back into the brass jar. Before Ignis could even take a deep breath inside, Sabir snatched the heavy lid and pushed the strange seal back into place with a quick, hard turn. 1,000 years of waiting, whispered Sabir, and 1,000 years more of thinking, perhaps. He dropped the jar back into the deep, dark sea. Then he cast his net one last time, and this time, it was full of the biggest, shiniest fish he had ever seen.